miles, backwaters and back roads here, obviously. We are about to go on, I'm trying to find a name for the series, but right now the working title is The Ultimate Lake Superior Fall Adventure. We might come up with something better, so check the titles as they come in. But I'm going to turn the phone around for a second and I'm going to show you the setup we're using this time. Okay, so you guys have seen the fishing machine. It's 2005 Hughescraft 16 Sportsman. I just got this, well, I didn't just. It's the first time I've ever put it on the trailer yesterday. This is a new trailer. One of the reasons why I got this boat so cheap, relatively cheap, is for two reasons. It had a really crappy trailer that, there's a story behind it, but yeah, it didn't come with the original trailer. It was junk, barely made it back from Washington or Oregon. And I picked this one up for $600. It's not a, it's easy loader is usually what Hughescrafts come with, but those are expensive. You got to usually buy them new. So this is a Starcraft, but I don't really care. It fits it perfect. It's a bunk trailer, which I prefer. And I did measurements. I bought it without putting the boat on it first, just kind of taking my chances. But as someone told me once, the tape measure never lies, and I just did a bunch of measurements, and then when I went to get it, I just measured again and measured twice and three times. And lo and behold, the tape measure did not lie. This trailer just fits it perfect. I'm so happy. So much lighter than the one it came with. And yeah, rollers were breaking and it was just junk. I'll see if I can get a picture of it just to remind you guys. But anyways, this will be our first chance, I guess, to tow it around. And I've never really towed this thing around. I've always just kind of used it locally and went to Isle Royale and such. You guys might remember the last year we went to Isle Royale, the Isle Royale on a 16-foot fishing boat series, which I think should get more views, but that's just me. And there's Wavy. It's so hot today. She's like, give me some shade. So what are we doing? I'm bringing two inflatable dinghies, a small one and a big one. I'm keeping the big one in. I'll just go ahead and show you. Should be a one-take video, guys. Not my best editing, video. This is more just information. So I have the little inflatable that I patched, and it seems to be holding air. Every couple days I have to add some, but that's okay. That's pretty typical for an old inflatable. And then I have my really big Achilles in there, which, as far as I know, I haven't used it in a year or so, but I think it's fine. Also bringing a kayak, obviously. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do all this. I know I can carry the inflatable small one on the boat somewhere. And let me show you a little bit of what's going on. I'm going to try to just live off the lake. Try to eat fish every day. I'm bringing some oats and potatoes and just a few kind of staples, but I'm, some beers maybe, but I'm not bringing much of anything else. Because I want to see if I can just do this kind of somewhat self-sustaining, living off the land, living off the lake type of trip. How about if I climb up inside? I'll just show you how I have it set up for camping. So not unlike how I did it when I went to Isle Royale last year, I have the passenger seat taken out. Really easy. It's just 4 bolts, and I'm bringing a mattress this time, a little box spring, and sleeping bag, pillow. I usually have that on the dash right there. Just kind of easy to grab odds and ends. One cooler for hopefully the fish I'm going to catch. Got cooking utensils in the cat litter container there, including coffee making stuff. And then I've got all the makings to make oatmeal every morning, like honey, maple syrup, some butter, stuff like that. Have a little variety, some raisins. I have fishing tackle for lake trout stuff, because I have a feeling we might end up in some smaller lakes with some perch and bass and panfish and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and bring some of those. Got Wavy's life jacket and regular jacket. It could get cold out there. Who knows? This time of year, anything can happen. A couple of sweaters, a jacket. Got some poles. It's nice that the dinghy motor just clamps to the other side there. Keep it out of the way. I'm going to try to travel slowly, like I'd say 45, 50 miles an hour on this trip all over the UP with with the soft top up. Now, if it starts to, get windy or it looks like it's could possibly damage it or something, I'll go ahead and stop and pull it down. But it is a bit of an involved process to do it, taking the sides off and the back and then wrapping it up and tying it down. So I'm just going to try it. I've been told that, 40, 45 miles an hour, even up to 50 on normal days, they're rated for that. So we'll see how it goes. Got 5 gallons of extra gas, anchor, net, life preserver, some bumpers. That's about it. This is just going to be like simple camping on the water. I might even just sleep in here when, we're not on the water, when I'm just got it, parked somewhere the night before type thing. Let me jump down. I'll tell you where I'm thinking we could go. So when I say this is going to be like the ultimate Lake Superior fall boating adventure, I'm thinking if it's the UP, it's on the table. Now, I've shown you guys a lot of places, and I'll tell you, this will probably be the first time I'll mention this. I'm going to flush it out later, but I tend to move every few years, and even though I love the UP, I love it. I love Lake Superior. I might be moving, sometime in the future, and what I mean by that is I'll always have a place here. I don't see myself necessarily getting rid of my river place. Keep that or keep my deer camp, but one way or another, keep some land up here. I mean, they're paid for, and you never know what the future is going to hold. Things are going to get really rough in this country. Maybe we'll talk about that some other time too, but the UP is a really good place to be. It's right up there with Alaska in some ways. But so I'll probably keep, a place up here and always have a connection up here. But I've been really having this desire to move to a different part of the country and experience it. Kind of being pulled towards New England. I worked many years ago in Maine, just for the summers, 2 summers. But I just love the water, of course, and I love kind of northern climates. And so I've thought about going into Maine and check it out and possibly move there if I could find a affordable place that was kind of like similar to the, to Ontonagon here in the UP, right? They're both the Northwoods in a way, but so I bring that up because, well, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. So I bring that up because I think we should see as much of the UP as possible before maybe I'm not spending as much time here, and I've thought about the places I've shown you guys already, and on this trip we probably will revisit a couple places we've already been, but in a slightly different way. I love Manitou Island. It's just one of my happy places. It's the place I go to in my mind when I just need to dream and relax about, escape the mundane of life. So yeah, we're gonna go back up to Manitou. And it's possible we might get into the lighthouse. We will see. Someone told me where a key might be. So if I can find it, we're gonna go inside the lighthouse, and I'm gonna show you around. That would just be an amazing treat. But if not, it's okay. There's still stuff up in Manitou that we should probably do. I'm gonna see if I can use my other hand here. We might go back to the Huron Islands. In fact, I'm kind of counting on it. I contacted my friends this morning who live up by the mouth of the Huron, and they said that the mouth is still open, probably enough to get the fishing machine in and out. So if so, we're going to go up there. We're going to go back out to the Huron Islands, and there's a building there. We might be able to send Wavy in with a camera on her back and look around. So yeah, some real treats, hopefully, things that few have ever seen. While we're up in the mouth of the Huron, I think we should. I've always wanted to do this. The Huron Mountain Club is actually just east of that. The mouth of the Huron pretty much is the border of it. It goes all the way to Big Bay, and I will tell you guys more while this trip is going on. But the Huron Mountain Club is an interesting thing in this country. It's old robber barons, Ford and Rothschilds, and who knows, those famous money names from 100 years ago had bought all the land up there, and you know, people can't go in there. It's private, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So people have snuck in there before, but we're not going to sneak in. We're going to we're gonna try to fish on the edge of it. I've heard that's where you can catch some amazing fish, and also a very rare fish in Lake Superior called a coastie. It's basically a brook trout that normally doesn't get big enough to go out into the big bodies of water. They stay in streams and such, but if the conditions are right and they get big enough, they will sometimes venture out into Lake Superior and fend for themselves up against, you know, more bigger species like lake trout. And if you can catch a big coastie, it's the holy grail of catching fish on Lake Superior. It's, as far as, that's my opinion, and that's what I've been told by others. So, and that would be the place to do it. They have so many streams coming in from the Huron Mountain Club there that hardly get fished at all because there's no pressure, because people can't get to them to fish them. So if you have a boat and you go out around it, then we will see. Maybe we'll catch a coastie. Who knows? God willing. So that's another thing. Let's just continue east here. I would like to go out, well, all the way east to Drummond Island. I have been to Drummond Island in a car many years ago when I was in college, but I've never been out there with a boat, and it's an interesting area. It's got all these little islands. I've been told the perch fishing is great in those islands and bays off of Drummond Island. So maybe we can do a different kind of fishing, and I'm bringing the gear for that. Maybe we can catch some big perch. Let's give it a shot. There's also another set of islands down in Lake Michigan on the south shore of the UP. It's a French name that I cannot pronounce. I will just put a picture here. And one of our viewers, a friend of mine, has told me about it and said it's a great area for boating and exploring. There's lots of cottages and just little inlets and peninsulas and stuff. So might be very scenic. Let's go check it out. Maybe while we're over in that neck of the woods, we can just continue on and go over to Beaver Island. Now, I should say, some of these things we might not do. These are just kind of like bucket list on this trip. If we have time, if the weather cooperates, there's going to be some factors that might not be in my control, but we're going to try to do as many of these things as possible. And I'm just bringing them up. But at the same time, don't be disappointed if if one or two of these destinations we don't get to. Let's just give it our best shot. But I have been to Beaver Island a few years ago, just to Beaver Island. There's a Beaver Island chain, and I've never taken you guys there. So maybe we can pop over to Beaver Island and some of the islands around it. So yeah, and then on the way back, maybe some inland lakes, maybe Lake Gogebic. I don't know. Let's just kind of see where this trip takes us. I'm working on the barge today for the rest of the day and tomorrow. Then I'm going to a Bible study tomorrow night, and then I'm going to have everything ready to go. I'm basically just taking my whole setup to Bible study, and then afterwards I'm just going to continue going east. So tomorrow night we're leaving, and I hope you join us. You got to have the adventures while you can up here in the Northland. Things are going to shut down really quick. Before we know it, it's going to be winter again. It's just the way it goes. So I'm trying to, seize the moment, seize the opportunities, and get stuff done at the same time. It's always such a feat to try to juggle being productive and having adventures. It's really more than one man can do, but I do my best, and I know you guys understand, and I appreciate you coming along. So let's just do it. Okay, that's the plan. If you got any thoughts, if you got any requests, maybe there's some place in the UP I'm just overlooking, and you want to point them out to me, point it out. Comment below. We'll go there if at all possible. So this is kind of choose your own adventure as well. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching, and this should be fun. We will see you soon. Okay, let's load up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, get off. Let's go. Hop up.